Welcome back to CBC News Sunday night. Now, many people would say they're working too much these days. In fact, a study released just last week found that about 1 in 3 Canadians consider themselves to be a workaholic. And all those gadgets certainly don't help.
Now, be honest, it's the long weekend, yet how many of you were able to resist checking your BlackBerry or your email? And what's the answer to our fast-paced world? Well, there's a Canadian living in London who thinks he has the answer. Azeb Wolde-Georgis went to meet him and put his ideas to the test.
Central London, and it's not even rush hour. It's a constant race against the clock. Too many things to do and not enough time. Everything here is about speed, from fast food, speed dating to instant information. One man, Canadian writer Carl Honoré, wants what he calls the roadrunner culture to stop.
Now speed is doing us more harm than good. If you look at the toll that this fast-forward culture takes on every aspect of our lives, from our diet to our health to our relationships to the quality even of our work.
Ever since Honoré's book in praise of slow hit book stands a few years ago, he has been sought after as a public speaker.
We're also pumped up with adrenaline that we're in several moments at once. The Bluetooth, the mobile, the BlackBerry.
He preaches the slow gospel to companies like British American Tobacco, hoping to make disciples of their senior managers. His motto, work less to work more.
What we need in the workplace is a shifting of gears.
So why would a big corporation spend money on a seminar like this? Well, in the UK, stress is the biggest cause of sick leave, and it's costing British industry more than $7 billion a year.
Like every other big business, people are working at a faster and faster pace. And we want to have an atmosphere where better ideas are coming through and all of this. So it's a big question for us just now, is that if we slow down, will we actually get a better result?
Oliver with an A on the end.
In his book, Honoré suggests ways to slow down, like having email-free days for companies, knowing when to switch off mobile phones, Blackberries and other gadgets. Otherwise, he warns, we're headed for a global burnout. In London's busy corporate world, it's all about results. Honoré's challenge is to convince busy, successful people that slowing down won't mean losing out. We decided to try a little experiment with someone from his target market.
It wasn't easy to find a busy person who'd be willing to slow down, but one man agreed to try it out.
Of course, jurors will come to this with preconceived notions.
Mark Stevens, media-savvy lawyer with clients from all over the world and very busy man. He makes full use of 2 cell phones and a BlackBerry. He receives more than 200 emails a day, emails he has to reply to. His trademark, accessibility, 24 hours a day. He takes meetings in taxi cabs, and he cannot imagine himself slowing down. It simply wouldn't be good for business.
This is a normal kind of day. This is, if anything, a little bit light, because I've not been able to get into work mode in the office, and so obviously that work is being pushed into this evening, and undoubtedly I'm going to have to take some files home and work on them. Excuse me, I'm just getting a message.
Even at home, Stevens is fully plugged in.
Of the problem that we've got at the moment. So I think, we just need to run that kind of line. Does it come through on your computer? Okay, thanks, love. See you, bye.
Part of the problem with coming home at this time of day is that, I know that America is just starting to get going. Canada is just starting to get going. So as a consequence, I'm going to have calls starting from, British Columbia shortly. And, that's going to be going on for another few more hours. So
his wife and daughters may be used to the constant interruption, but that doesn't mean they like it.
Knowing on holiday.
What happens?
Well, when you're sitting by the pool and then his phone starts ringing.
Every 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And he leaves like the dinner table or the lunch table to go. talk on the phone. If we propose to you to actually for 1 week switch on, let's say in the morning and in the afternoon at certain hours, would you be able to do that?
I could try, but I think that it would be a disaster. Because I think that the reality is that going into it, I know that if I don't check the emails, then someone's going to walk into my room and say, why haven't you checked your emails?
In the end, Stevens agrees to the ground rules, checking his emails only 6 times a day, shutting off all gadgets during meals, and keeping them switched off between 10:30 at night and 7 in the morning.
Are they off?
Oh yes, and keeping a video diary.
Turn them off, please.
I'll see.
That should be brilliant.
Yeah, that's off. How many have you got since you've been doing this?
11 emails. While I've been doing this.
Don't check them all now, just turn it off.
Check whether
No, off.
Oh, okay.
No, he still doesn't listen.
I'm just turning it off.
He doesn't listen.
We're doing a little bit of filming.
At work, Stephen's secretary kept track of him throughout the week.
Hi, Mark. What are you doing?
I'm reading In Praise of Slow. Find out why this man thinks that this is a good idea.
And so the problem I've got is that when I come to the end of my sort of period, before I'm allowed to check my emails again, there's nothing I can do. And one of the things it says is you should get up and talk to your colleagues. So I'm getting up and talking to my colleagues.
This may be more sociable, but how is his business doing?
It's madness. Because actually what happens is that, you know, I get 50 or so emails and they just kind of flag up. I've already checked this morning, so I'm not allowed to check at the moment. I've got to go back and look at other things and have people wander in saying, you know, why haven't you read your email? I had one yesterday, a client who emailed me and said, are you around to talk about a contractual issue? And said, can you call me? And then the third email said, don't you want the business?
A week later, we went back to the house to talk about how things turned out.
The working environment, I think that the whole concept doesn't really work for that environment, and I think that you have to, if you're in a job like mine, you have to be able to answer your emails and or at least look at them to see if there's anything urgent in there, so that you don't lose clients.
But it was a different story here at home.
I don't remember him answering the phone.
I don't remember seeing the phone.
Yeah.
That's true.
His phone didn't ring.
On Saturday we had people around for lunch and he didn't have to keep getting up from the table and running into the study to try and answer his phone or anything. So that was nice.
I found that by turning it off during the family time, if you like, I got more time to chat to the girls, which I really enjoyed and really valued.
Yeah, his sort of patience was much longer, because normally he's sort of got a very short fuse and the smallest thing will set him off, but he just generally seemed more relaxed and sort of more happy to be at home. Are you going to go back to the way you were before?
No, I don't think I will go back entirely. I mean, I will go back in terms of what I do at work, largely I imagine, but I think also I'm going to be looking at changing the way I operate with the phone and BlackBerry at home. As you have more of these pieces of equipment, they do tend to intrude and take up your personal space. And unless you resist that or you entertain some kind of experiment such as this, you don't actually know that. And you don't see how much better it can be if you don't allow it, because it's a kind of creeping erosion.
And the big test will be when we go on holiday, if Phil's going to have the phone off. And so really slow down.
So, can a city like London, the engine of growth for the entire country, afford to take the slow challenge?
I love speed and I love the buzz here.
Even Honoré says it's not about swapping the cult of speed for the cult of slow. It's about finding the right balance, and getting it right is going to take time.
Much though it may pain us, I think that we have to accept that the slow revolution will be slow. You know, it's not going to happen overnight. We won't create a slow world next month, next year, or even in 10 years. This is a long-term process. We've been accelerating so hard for so long now that it's going to take time to recalibrate our minds.
Looks like this revolution will be fought one off button at a time.